Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch or any you see on this channel, email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for purchasing this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. That's tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Truth be told, this watch is sold, and I want to extend my thanks to the new owner of this 5212A. You picked the coolest new Patek 2019, and I have to extend my further congratulations for choosing this contrasting stitch Patek factory strap rather than the original saddle brown. If you are watching this video and you love the piece, we might have another 5212A squirreled away, so reach out. The timepiece, 40 millimeters in diameter, is remarkably easy to wear at only 10.9 millimeters thick, and you can see the case beautifully black polished. Lug to lug, it's 49 millimeters with a handsome taper, and you can see the profile between the horns, 20 millimeters, so this is a watch that's easy to wear on a wrist of just about any size. It has a broad expanse across the wrist, and what we'll do right now is we'll take a look at it in detail. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you might note that I'm using gloves this time, something I'm trialing. You can see the timepiece, nice and flat, flush, well fit, and handsomely contoured. It has an effective camber, almost like a tonneau case, so it wraps around the wrist, and I could probably recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Now, the timepiece is beautifully executed. We'll take a quick look at some of the accessory pieces because the watch does come with a light brown strap, and this is simply a better match. A combination of gator and a contrasting stitch. It contrasts handsomely with the silver polish of the case. The original is calfskin in brown. This looks better. Of course, Patek Philippe factory strap, and you can see on the underside a more natural calfskin with a simple polished, and I must say black polished, spade-style faceted pin buckle. The timepiece draws on Patek history and lore, specifically the one-off reference 2512/1, which was a 46 millimeter giant from the 1950s that lends its essential case profile, specifically these gorgeous fluted lug profiles. Now you can see not only do they add a strength to this otherwise lithe and graceful case, but because the lug profile is welded in exquisite fashion with double finish, you could see the sharp break between the lug profile and the case. Since Patek bought Atelier Réuni and started building its own cases in 1981, it has become better and better at executing details like this. They are truly as accomplished as the best specialists in the industry today. Now, the case has a lovely rounded profile and a strength about the lugs as well as the bezel, because you can see the bezel has a little bit of an inward step before you reach the domed profile that abuts the box section sapphire. Now, of course, this is the 5212A-001 Calatrava Weekly Calendar, and a timepiece that features the day, the date, and the week corresponding to the month in which the week of the year occurs. Now, this is an unusual and new complication for Patek Philippe, as comparatively few brands have released watches anything like this. As you can see, the dial itself has a little bit of a rustic look, as it's a handsome, warm off-white, almost opaline cream color with black features that are handsomely lettered, and as you could see, the numerals scrawled in a form that is designed to evoke handwriting, and not just generic handwriting, but a specific watch designer involved in this project. The idea was to create something a little bit warmer, more humane, more relatable, as well as tangibly related to the great vintage Patek Philippe watches of the middle 20th century. So everything you see here, numerals, indices, and letters based on handwriting. Now you'll note blackened and polished applique white gold dart style indices, and at center faceted and polished white gold Dauphine style hands. There's a hammer style indicator for the day as well as the date, and you can see the timepiece features a simple aperture for the date itself. There's a handsome contrast about the hands indices about the cream of the dial, so it's an easy watch to see. And then as we roll over, note the attention to detail, as there's a little bit of countersink to the crown, so it sits inside the flank of the case to a degree, so it's less prominent. Now, the timepiece does feature pusher adjusters to adjust the calendar complications, and you'll find them on the 9 o'clock side, whereas the crown is used to actuate the quick set for the date, as well as the hacking seconds function, which is new for the Patek Philippe standard center rotor automatics. Turn the watch over, and now you can see a movement that was brand new for 2019. You'll find it on the latest Nautilus, as well as this Calatrava model, and it is known as reference 26330 SCJSE, automatic 35 to 45 hour power reserve. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. There is the stop seconds. There is the double pusher adjuster for the calendar complications. It has 50 joules, which is impressive for a watch that is outwardly rather simple in appearance. It's adjusted in 6 positions with an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, and it uses a free-sprung Patek Philippe Gyromax style architecture for the balance, making the watch both robustly anti-magnetic with the silicon and relatively shock resistant with the free-sprung balance architecture. The combination of the 6-position adjustment, the silicon hairspring, and the Patek Philippe seal means this watch from the factory is attested to run no worse than -3 + 2 seconds per day, which is impressive by any standard and far beyond the chronometer. You could see that the timepiece at center features ceramic rotor bearings and unidirectional winding action for minimal maintenance as well as high efficiency. Mirrored anglage on the edge of the bridges, black polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference. You could see circular Côte de Genève across the rotor and linear Côte de Genève across the bridges, with an engine-turned perlage across the base plate, most prominently underneath the balance itself. And of course, my favorite detail on these watches, the spiral fashion micro perlage at the center of the rotor. Everything about this watch is exceptional, and because it is in stainless steel, the king of metals, this is a timepiece that you can wear every day with no regrets. Sir, thank you for trusting our company, and for everyone else watching out in webland, recall, this is a watch that we regularly have in stock, so email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Need any more details? Well, it's 30 meters water resistant, so don't sell the Nautilus just yet.